Alright guys, welcome to the weekend. This is something I like to do to help people pick what movies to watch. This is for the weekend starting March 15th. This weekend we have a lot of interesting choices, more choices than last week. Over the years I've gotten, I would say, quite good at picking movies that are based on trailers that I think will be good watching in theaters, and some movies I feel will be better if you just waited until it came out on video. Yeah, let's get into it right here. Starting with the first one is Captive State. I'm always interested in anything that John Goodman does. I think he's a great actor. Love all his work, especially recently he's been doing more sci-fi stuff, and he plays the bad guy, the bad government guy so well, you know. In terms of a concept, yeah, it's just about Chicago and Chicago in the future. It's been under alien occupation for 10 years, and the humans are governing themselves. And this guy, our main guy here, Gabriel Drummond, has been captive, and the story follows his adventures and trying to escape and joining the insurgency. I mean, in terms of a story, it seems fine. It sounds good. I think the themes are really strong. Definite allegories to our history, especially during Nazi occupation and maybe slavery. I'm not sure how much slavery stuff there is in here. It just seems like more of a new take, a sci-fi take on the Nazis' occupation of Europe, and when they created the Jewish ghettos and had the Jewish police, the Judenrat, as they were called, governing the Jews. I think strong allegories to that. I think the story's strong, concept strong, cast is good. Other than John Goodman, Vera Farmiga is in there as well as Jane Doe. What a name! Yeah, and Kevin Dunn in there as well. Good supporting cast who give our new guy Ashton Sanders. I don't know if it's new. I don't really know him to give him a lot of support. What I am worried about a little bit from the trailer and from the reading about the story, it seems like this movie will spend some time setting up sequels. That it is building a world, as all movies are doing these days. Because they'll be setting up sequels, the insurgency plot of this story won't be fully finished. I don't know. You can still do a complete story and set up sequels. Obviously harder to do. Don't know if this movie will pull off, or maybe it doesn't set up sequels enough and this at all. This is just like a one-off movie. In that case, hopefully it's good. So yeah, this looks good to me. So 5 feet apart. Okay, guys. All right, I'm gonna be real with you guys. Like when I was in high school, I used to love these movies, man. Like these young romantic comedies, right? About like these two people that's supposed to be together but can't be together for crazy weird circumstances. It was mainly because I couldn't get a girlfriend, and I kept on thinking like, oh, maybe it's not my problem. Maybe I have some sort of like disease that's keeping girls away, you know. But sadly it was not the sad. I mean, you know, it's good that I didn't have a disease, but obviously I didn't think so at the time. Yeah, so basically the story is about this two people in the hospital. They both suffer from CF, which is cystic fibrosis, and apparently if you have this disease, you can't be 5 feet within another person with the same disease, or else you can catch each other's bacteria, which will result in lung failure, which will result in death. And then obviously they fall in love and they can't be together. There are lines in the trailer where it's like, I wish I could just touch you. Yeah, it's all in there. Everything you expect from this concept is in there. The female lead, she's an anal retentive character, really set on her treatment. Everything is regimented, a real hard ass. And Will is the free spirit bad boy who doesn't give a crap about anything, but who has secretly already given up on life. And the story follows that from the trailer, that she helps him with his treatment and he helps her to appreciate the moment, I would imagine. Usually that's how it goes with these stories. And then you have a good every other character is in there. Like you have the hopeful nurse that like just wants to, I just want you to be hopeful, you know, I want you to have hope. Then you have the other sick best friend who is the comedic relief of the piece. So everything you expect a rom-com to have, it'll have it. How funny will it be? I'm not sure. I didn't think it was really funny from the trailer. I mean, how funny can a hospital be, right? I mean, you're just in one location the whole time. And how touching will it be? I mean, yeah, it'll have all the tear-jerking, warm, fuzzy feeling moments in there. But in terms of a general audience, I would not think this movie has that type of appeal, because I just don't see anything too different from the concept or these characters. I mean, we all know the script, guys. Like, you know, we all know the formula that's following, and we sometimes like watching that formula over and over again. If the concept or the characters bring something different, I'm just not interested in watching a movie about CF. I mean, it's never good to make a movie about a disease like, oh man, this movie's about, you know, AIDS, or this movie's about cancer, or this movie's about whatever. Those movies, while some of them can be powerful and relevant, they're not entertaining most of the time, because talking about the disease usually takes precedent over storytelling, which I don't know if that's the case here. Having CF as such a strong main point to the concept doesn't fill me with optimism for this one. Nancy Drew and the Hidden Staircase. All right, guys. So when I was young, I didn't do a lot of reading. Like, I didn't read the Hardy Boys. I didn't read obviously this. I was more of like a Goosebumps type of guy, you know. I mean, be like, yeah, come on, man, Goosebumps is for little kids. This is for, like, you know, bigger kids. Yeah, all right, guys. I read Goosebumps all the way until I was in like high school, right? Just to be honest here. But this movie seems to be an origin story for Nancy Drew. She's a detective who's really smart, moves into well, she's not a detective, she's just a very smart kid, moves into a small town, super bored, stumbles upon a mystery house and then a subsequent mystery that may or may not be supernatural in nature, and goes on to solve the mystery while making new friends and establishing her team for future crime solving or future cases. If you are a fan of the book, or if you have a kid who is a fan of the books, I think this movie is definitely worth it for them to take them to watch it. Do they even make Nancy Drew books anymore? Like, they must, right? That must still be going on. I think the character, in terms of Nancy Drew, even though I've never read the books, she looks exactly the way I imagine Nancy Drew would look. In terms of the story itself, I mean, the mystery aspect is soft horror / thriller / comedy. Because it's so many of those genres mixed together, I don't think it will do either of those genres well. I mean, it's not gonna be that scary, right? So I think this movie is definitely targeted towards more of the young adolescents, preteen group. If you're an adult taking your pre-adolescent kid to watch this movie, you might not be getting a lot out of it unless you are also a fan of the books. If you are not, then maybe just buy them the ticket, buy them some snacks, and then go either watch something else or walk around the mall for like 2 hours. The last one on the list, Wonder Park. I think this one looks okay. It's from Paramount Studios. I guess they have an animation studio now. They must have had it for a while. I like all the characters, the animals. They all look really cute. The story's about this young girl who really likes making amusement parks, and then her mom, I guess she's voiced by Jennifer Garner, tells her that, oh, you can make anything you can imagine. So she stumbles upon what I would think will turn out to be an imaginary amusement park filled with animals, but the park has gone to hell because it is old and has been infested by chipmunk zombies, is what the trailer says. The highlight of the movie is her working with these wonderful animals to recreate or to refurbish the park to its once glory days, and she will come up with lots of cool and interesting rides, and then make the park great again. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. I think kids will have a ton of fun. You might have to take them to an amusement park after this movie to satisfy their itch of roller coasters and churros. But I think kids will love it. I think the kids will have a lovely time. I think they'll have tons of fun. As a parent watching this movie with your kids, I think you're gonna be in for, you're not gonna have fun. Like, guys, I don't think you're gonna like this. The reason I say that is because unlike Pixar movies of yesteryear, this movie doesn't have that universal theme that appeals to a mass audience. Like, this movie is not gonna be like talking about how we as an adult have lost our imaginations, and this movie will help us recapture our childhood imagination. It's not going to do that. I don't think it does that at all, because the main character is not an adult. The main character is a kid. So as an adult, how can we relate to a kid? Like, this kid must have some sort of like theme or emotions that we as an adult can relate to. That's why it's so hard to do animation movies or movies in general with when your protagonist is such a young kid, because you automatically lose that relevance to the mass audience, which are adults, right? In terms of story, like, as well, this movie will suffer from a stakes problem. Like, what does she going into this imaginary world have to do with reality? Like, the problems she solves in this imaginary park will have little or no impact on her real world problems, because I don't know what her real world problems are, if she has any, and the relationship between her imagination and the real world is not set at all. So I don't think it exists. So as an adult, when you're watching this, you're like, well, why am I watching this at all? What does this have to do with anything? But as a kid, you're not going to give a crap. You're going to be like, animals are great, park's great, having a lovely time, popcorn's great, and that's all they care about, and they'll love it. So if you're a parent of young children, buy them a ticket, sit with them, that's your job. But maybe take a nap. Maybe take a nap while you're at it, because that's what I think that's the most that you're gonna get out of this movie. So these are the four. Good wide range of genres, a good selection for audiences of varying ages. My pick for general audiences is still gonna be Captive State. I think this concept's there, budget should be there, cast pretty good. Good themes, good allegories. If it doesn't spend too much time setting up the sequels, I think the story should be solid as well. All right, so yeah, let me know what you guys think. What are your picks? If you like this content, let me know as well. And if you end up watching any of these movies, let me know which ones were good. If I was wrong, if I was right, would be excited to hear from you guys. Okay, I'll see you later.